Hey everyone, thanks for watching. In today's video, I will be showing y'all how to make this DIY palette vase holder. It was really easy and inexpensive to make. As usual, we will start with everything that you need to make it. First up, you will need some vases, which I got from the Dollar Tree, and I ended up using 5 of them. You will need some pallet wood. I ended up cutting 4 pieces. 2 of them are 24.5 inch and 2 are 9.5 inch. You will need some sandpaper to clean up the edges that you cut and also to get rid of any stains that may be on your wood. You will need some screws. The longer the better. I ended up using 8 of them total. You will need some wood stain if you did want to stain it, and a foam brush. So first I'm going to measure out the center of the board, so that is 2 3/4. So I'm going to make a mark on either end, and then I'm going to lay down something long from one line to the other and then just connect it with a line. That way I know exactly where the center is. Now I'm just going to play around with the vases to see how I want them spaced out. So I ended up doing it to where they are 3 inches from either end and then 2 inches in between each vase. Now I'm going to mark the center of each bottle right on the line that we just previously drew. Next up, we're going to use this awesome tool. It has a sharp circle right around it and it cuts a circle right through your wood. I put my piece of palette up on some spare wood. That way when we go to drill through the wood, it doesn't hit our table. There is space in between. So what you want to do is find your dots that you made and line up the center of this drill right onto your marking, and then you just want to begin drilling right through the wood. And you do have to put some pressure down onto this so that it does cut through your wood piece. And of course I ended up putting a little too much pressure and I ended up screwing right through and hitting the table. So this is why you do need some wood on either side so that it can help to prevent this, but I am going to go outside to do the rest of my holes. Once you have finished all 5 of your holes, we're going to go ahead and sand it. I am using gloves just because I didn't want to mess my nails up, but I'm just going to do all of the sides and corners. I'm going to get all the stains off. I also went inside of each hole. That way there's no splinters coming out of it. You also want to sand your 3 other boards as well, and once you finish that, we're going to go ahead and stain it. So all I did was put a thick coat of the wood stain on all sides of the board and I let it sit for about 15 minutes, and then I came back and I wiped off all of the excess stain, and this is how it looked. So I'm not going to add another coat, but if you didn't want to see any of the wood through it, then you can go ahead and add another coat. So I'm just going to let this dry overnight, and the next day I went ahead and screwed them all together. So it was kind of hard to film the bottom piece, but basically I'm going to screw it in from the bottom. I wanted to see how I wanted the side piece done, and then I just flipped the bottom board over, and then I started to drill in the screws just a little bit, and then I moved to the edge of the table. So I was out of the frame, so I couldn't film it, but I basically drilled the screws all the way through to the side board. Now that we have our 2 sides screwed into our bottom piece, we're going to go ahead and screw the top piece down. So I'm going to pre-drill, that way it's a lot easier to add the screws, and then I'm going to go ahead and drill the screws in and repeat this on the other side as well. Next up, I'm going to add all of my vases to the bottom and then add my flowers inside, and that is all for this DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.